Hi, and welcome to BremSter Puzzles, and back to Sudoku U, where we're finally doing the teacher's notes, and this is a puzzle called Ricochet by FullDeck and Missing a Few Cards. And this puzzle, I don't know what to make of this one. This one looks interesting. There's a lot of arrows and dots in this puzzle because this is an Arrow and Kropki Pairs puzzle. So yes, of course, I've already covered 4 puzzles from the students of FullDeck and Missing a Few Cards as Puzzles and Paradoxes class. So I'm assuming this is a puzzle that was created either with or during the class for the class to explore and or to demonstrate something or anything, and I'm looking forward to giving this one a try. The entire Sudoku U series is available on its own playlist on my channel. In fact, if you go to the playlist page, there'll be a lot of different playlists there for different things. There's some of the mini series, there's the Hamilton series, there's a fog puzzle playlist, so if you like fog puzzles, you'll find those. There's one for Quattro Quadri, there's one for all of the puzzle packs that have been released, so you can often find a lot of different things in the playlist section if you want to hone in, so worth doing. I've also broken up the 2025 solves, so I used to have solve videos and then that playlist became too big and YouTube started complaining. Then I did 2024 solves, so all of the 2024 solves are in a single playlist, but I found when I was going back to that 365, and actually I think it was just 359, I had a few days off, was too many for the playlist to be manageable, so I'm breaking it down into 3-month sections. So I've done 2025 as January to March, and then I'll do January, February, March, April, May, and June in another playlist, and hopefully that will make them more manageable. But for now, let's have a look at Ricochet by FullDeck and Missing a Few Cards. So what do we have? We've got normal Sudoku rules apply. So in every box, in every row, and in every column, the digits 1 to 9 must be placed without repetition. We have arrows. So digits on the shaft of an arrow, so on, say, these 3 digits, the sum of those gets put into the arrow circle. Those 2 digits, the sum goes there. Those 2 digits, the sum goes there. And all of those digits, the sum goes there. Okay. Kropki pairs. Digits separated by a white circle must be consecutive, and digits separated by a black dot. I should have said dot, but digits separated by a white dot must be consecutive. Digits separated by a black dot are in a 1 to 2 ratio. One is double the other. There's no negative constraint. That's what the pairs mean. So it's perfectly fine for those to be consecutive or in a 1 to 2 ratio, and same everywhere else. Those could be consecutive or in a 1 to 2 ratio. No problems. That's what we know, is that these must be consecutive and these must be in a 1 to 2 ratio. I'm going to restart the puzzle to restart my timer. Let's give this one a shot. Now, I can immediately see that some of these arrows, the minimum I could put into those are 1, 2, and 3. And because the minimum here is 1, 2, 3, this has to be 6, 7, 8, or 9. The same as here, because the maximum is 9, the biggest Sudoku digit, and the minimum is 1 plus 2 plus 3, which is 6. The same is true here, the same is true here. This one does not have that as a truth. Okay, these arrows, the minimum here is 1 and 2. The minimum here is 1 plus 2, so I'm already at 6. Minimum here is 1, so this is 7, 8, 9. And this, because the minimum in those is 6, this has to be 1, 2, or 3. And the same here, minimum 1 plus 2, minimum 1 plus 2, because these must be different and these must be different. So this has to be 1, 2, or 3, and this has to be 7, 8, or 9. Okay. Okay, let's look at this. Could this be a 1? If this is a 1, this is a 2, and we're broken. This can't be a 1, because if this is a 1, this would have to be a 2. And 2 would then need to be consecutive with 1 and 3, but I started with 1. This is not a 1. This is a 2 or a 3. Now, if this is a 2, this can't be a 1, because a 1 would need a 2. 1 here would need 2 in both of those, and I'd have a lot of 2s. So if this is a 2, this is a 4. If this is a 3, the only possibility is 6. And the reason for that is a black dot must have a low digit and its even double. So 2 can't go to 1, so 2 goes to 4, and 3 must go to 6 because I can't go down to 1.5. So this is even. So let's mark this as even, which means both of these are odd. one of these must be a 5, because if this is 4, these are 3, 5. These are 3, 5, 7. If this is 4, these are 3, 5. And if this is 6, these are 5, 7. So there must be a 5 in one of those. That means 1 is in one of... This is a 1. Can't put 1 in any of those. Can't put 1 in any of those. Can't put 1 there. And if I put 1 here, these would have to sum to 1. That's not a 1. That's a 1. Okay, that's put no pressure on this at all. But this can't be a 7 anymore, because the minimum here is 3, the minimum here is 3, the minimum here is 2. This has to be an 8 or a 9. I don't need this colouring anymore. 2 is in one of... Oh, this can't be a 2. This is a 2. Because where does 2 go in this box? If 2 was... Here, these would have to sum to 2, and the minimum they could sum to is 3. So this is the 2, which means this is the 4, and these are 3, 5. And this is 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. Three has to be in one of those two. Because I can't put 3 in... Oh, no, 3 could go on the arrow. That was wrong. Four is up here. These sum to 30. Those sum to 30. Hang on a minute. Look at this. These are all on arrows, which sum to those. But the minimum here is 10, 20, because the minimum I could put in those are 1, 2, 3, 4. 10, 20, 30, 40, 43. The minimum here is another 3, 46, 47. Oh, that's insane. The minimum that yellow can sum to is 47, with 10 there, because the minimum these could be is 1, 2, 3, 4. 10 here, the minimum 1, 2, 3, 4. 10 here, minimum 1, 2, 3, 4, and 10 here, minimum 1, 2, 3, 4. This has a minimum of 3, that's 43. These have a minimum of 3 with 1, 2, that's another 40, that's 46, and that has a minimum 1, 47. These sum to 30, and those have a minimum or maximum of 17. If they're 8, 9. So these must all be those minimums. This must be a 1. These must be 1 and 2, meaning that's the 2 and that's the 1. And these must all be 1, 2, 3, 4. That's crazy. Because then these are 40, 40, 6, 47, the absolute minimum they can be, but the maximum these can be is 30 plus 17, which is 47. That's nuts. Now, the 2 here takes 2 out of all of those. I can't put a 3 on a black dot without a 6, so there's no 3 here. There must be a 2 down here. So this is the 3. There's no 1 here. This is a 2, 4, which takes the 4 off here. This is 1, 3. This is 4, which means this is the 2. Because I can't make it an 8. That's the 2. So this is the 1. Can't put a 3 on here. The 3 is down here. And because the 3 means there's no 1 down here, which means the 1 is up here, and the 1 goes on the black dot with the 2, which means this is 3, 4. The 1 makes this the 2, so this is the 1. There's no 1 or 2 on this. This is 3, 4, so 3, 4 comes out of here. This is 1, 2. The 3 looks across, making that the 4 and that the 3, which means this is the 5, this is the 3. The 4 looks across, making that the 3 and that the 4. The 3 looks across, making that the 1 and that the 3. The 4 looks across, making that the 2 and that the 4. The 2 looks across, making that the 1 and that the 2. And now 1, 3, 5, 6, 8. That's the 8. That's better work. This is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and that's the 9. That's bonkers. 2, 3, and 4 makes that the 9. So there's no 9 in any of these. These better work. 1, 4, 3 is 8. So there's no 8 in any of those. 2 and 4 is 6. And 1, 2, 4 is 7. That is the most insane thing I've ever seen. Today, maybe. There's no 4 in either of those. That's the 4. There must be an even digit on each of these, and 4 and 8 is gone. So one of these has got a 2, one of these has got a 6. This needs to be odd, and it's not 1, 3, or this is 5 or 7. Okay, that's not helping me much. Okay, I've got a lot of work to do. Let's look at these. These are 1, 2, 4, 7, and 9. I can't put a 9 here. A 9 here would make this an 8. This would then have to go 1, 9, and that doesn't work. So there's no 9 here. There's no 2 here. So this is 4 or 7. There's no 2 or 4 here. This is 7 or 9. There's no 2 or 4 here. So this gives me a 7, 9 pair in the row. And this well, the 7, 9 pair makes that the 4 and that the 2. 4 is only consecutive with 3 or 5. And 2, there's no consecutiveness there. So this is either 6 or 8. If this is an 8, this is a 3, 5 pair. Sorry, if this is an 8, 3 would need 5, and 5 would need 3, which wouldn't work. If this is a 6, this would be 5, 1, or 3, 3. This can't be a 6. This is the 8. Which allows that to be either, and it has to be 5, 3, because the 3 doesn't allow it to go any other way. These, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, are 6, 7, and 9. There's no 7 or 9 there. That's the 6. This is a 7, 9 pair. This is crazy. This is beautiful. 4 and 8. The 4 looks down, making that the 8 and that the 4. So this is 7 or 9, giving me a 7, 9 pair. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This can't be a 6, because 6 and 2 would need 8. So this is 5, making that 7, that 9, that 6. The 7 looks across, making that the 9, and that the 7, which, yeah, that works. I've used almost all of the clues. In this column, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oops. I need to put an 8 in this box. That's not it. What about this? This has to be 1, 2, 3, or 5, because it has to be less than 5. I can't be 3 either. It has to be 5 or less, because if this was higher than 5, then this would be high, be 10 or higher. So it has to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It can't be 3, 4, or 1 either. So this is 2 or 5. 2, 4 would make 6, and 5, 4 would make 9. 2 would mean this has to be 3, because I can't use 1. 5, this couldn't be 4, so this is either 3 or 6. Oh, the 5 is looking down, making that the 2. So this couldn't be 3, 4, 5. This had to be 1 or 2, and it couldn't be 1. This is 2, 4. This is 6. This has to be consecutive with 2, and it can't be 1, so that's a 3. What are these digits? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 7, 8, 9. Well, there's no 8 or 9 in there. There's no 1 there. There's no 1 there, and I can't put 1 there either. This is a 1. And this is a 7, 8, 9, which is either 1 plus 6, 1 plus 7, or 1 plus 8. There's no 8 there, so this can't be a 9. 1 is only in a consecutive relationship with 2. So this is 5, 6, or 7 in order to complete the row. And there must be a 6 in one of those, which actually just works, doesn't it? This is a 3 by Sudoku. Yeah, that's a 3 by Sudoku because of the 3s looking into the box and the fact that neither of those could be 3. 3 is in one of those two, and that 3 says not there. That's a 3. What are these digits? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, that has not helped me at all. 9 is in one of those two, though. Is it this? 5 is in one of those two. What is this column missing? I just noticed this column is very full. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 9. These are 5 and 9. Oh, this 8 has to go next to 7 or 9. What's this column missing? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 9. So these are 6, 7, and 9. The 6 takes 6 out of there, which means that's a 7, 9 pair. That's the 6, taking 6 out of there. So there's a digit that 5 is in one of those two. Not that helpful. Five. There's an 8 in one of those two. So the only arrow I haven't resolved is this one. One is right here by Sudoku. That one eliminating all of those, that one eliminating all of those. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So these are 5, 7, 8, 9. 7 is in one of those two by Sudoku because of that 7 looking down. 7 is in one of those two. So that's 8, and there's no 8 in either of those. So there's no 8 here. 8 is in one of those two. So these are 5, 7, and 9. So we know what this is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is an 8. There's no 7 there. So this is 5 or 9. So 8 in this row has to be in one of those two, and it can't be there. That's 8, which means that's 7, which means that's 6. That's crazy. And this is now a 5, 9 pair for the box, which means that's the 7, that's the 6, making that the 5, that the 7, that the 5. This is the 8 that hasn't been placed. The 5 makes that the 9. And in this box, I haven't put a 6. The 7 looks down, making that the 9, making that the 5. These are 7 and 8. And the 8 makes that the 7 and that the 8. The 7 looks down, making that the 9, making that the 5, making that the 7. The 5 looks up, making that the 9 and that the 5. The 5 looks down, making that the 6, making that the 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 9. These are 5 and 9. And the 9 looks across, making that the 5 and that the 9. Okay, that one was not as hard as some of the others, but absolutely beautiful. This trick with the arrows, maybe this was harder than I thought, but that, I don't know, that was telegraphed pretty well. But you did need to do some math on that one. That was really, really cool. Maybe there was another way through. Maybe I found a shortcut, but that feels like something that FullDeck and Missing a Few Cards would do deliberately, because that's the way they roll. Very nice puzzle. Thank you very much. What a way to end the series. Oh, it's not the full series. This mini set of it. I've still got a bunch more puzzles in Sudoku U to bring you, but I don't want to just dump them all at once. It just feels a bit unfair to other people who submit puzzles. Thanks everyone for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this set of Sudoku U puzzles, and as always, good luck with your solving.